We obviously aware wherever he is. He knows he has been a attention of the inquiry for lot year, he knows how we're looking at it once again currently, Detective Story Governor Day Shout, the official in accusation of the main criminality inquiry branches, said reporters on Tuesday. Police force told new judicial testimony and some data had affirmed early suspicions how a solitary suspicion was accountable for 3 murders stretch behind 20-year. The common cold cases involve the deaths of Adelaide grandmothers Phyllis Harrison in 1998 and Beverly Hanley in 2010, and Stephen Newton, of Install Gambier, in 2011. Police force show a open secret problem strength, consisting 7 detectives, had been reviewed the cases with January suspicion. Lived neighboring police force told the suspicion was named to all the victims and at the period of their deaths had lived during on 10 protocol of them. Shout told how police force can't detention the suspicion since we wish to do certainly we collect quite testimony so we can condemned in trial, to leap in previous and detention him out of adequate testimony and let him get off would just subject the social to more than hazard. The detective story told how identity theft was the reason in all 3 murders. There was a cravenly assault on our grandmothers, on an old retiree, he added. Every assault was very cruel, and the kind of human beings how perpetrate these infringement are not decent of human beings protecting them. So I'd promote nobody in data to believe on it, believe their consciousness, believe the families of every of the victims, and do the order item now and go striker. He's precise how several human beings include deducted data and several human beings include said put, and several of such human beings may be frightened of the perpetrator, he added. Award A award of $150,000, $1,200,000, is creature proposed for data how leads to a belief in the cases of the 2 grandmothers. A individual award is creature proposed in relationship to the die of the tertiary sacrifice. Harrison, 71, was found corpse in her ransacked household in Elizabeth Southward, an Adelaide outskirts. She had incurred repeated blow wounds, the on the internet police force declaration told. Shout told how she was annihilated largest potential since she knew her offensive and to halt her of identification him. The flesh of 64-year-old Hanley was found at her household in Elizabeth Polar, a neighboring outskirts. She was making her washing while attacked and incurred harsh chief injuries, her building was ransacked and her bag kidnapped. Importantly, a eyewitness heard Hanley, speaking to a man close the behind doorway of the building, who she seemingly knew, told Shout. For the year of how talk, their sounding became lofty, and it was precise and reason advanced, accompanied by a shout, several noisy thuds, as who had seemingly been affected. Later silent bring down. The decaying flesh of Newton, 55, was found in his household in Install Gambier, told the declaration. He dead as a outcome of an attack, and his flesh was found above a monthly after. A band of items consisting a TV, DVDs, a machine play comfort and games were undertaken. In the instance he's probable how more than rather than one perpetrator may include been this at the period of his die, and in any occasion he's potential how more than rather than one perpetrator was implicated in possessing the characteristic how was kidnapped of his building, told Shout. In Newton's instance, a man was loaded and condemned in relationship to characteristic identity theft and was condemned to prison in 2012. My son went in at first and later I went in and I noted how she was gasket on the story and I fair freaked of, child Diane cigarette smoker told, on to the paper. The household has previous specified it believes Harrison's murderer was who she knew. They got in the building in her confirmation and house while they took benefit of her, child Julie Alley was cited as proverb.